Skul, the Hero Slayer, is going to be a welcome addition to my roguelike collection. There is so much variety to choose from, and after 20 hours there is still endgame content that I have not even scratched the surface of. There is plenty to keep you hooked for hours on end. However, at least on the Android version, as I can't speak for the iOS version, the game is so poorly optimized that I can see players dropping it before the ball really gets going. The structure of the game is similar to other games of the genre. You are stuck in a room with enemies you must destroy before you can progress to the next. Simple enough. What separates it from the crowd is the sheer variety of playstyles available to you and how you get these playstyles. You find skulls after clearing certain rooms, and each one of these skulls can be leveled up multiple times, gaining new and stronger abilities. You want a character that can dash and have that be their primary form of attack? You got it. To add to this, you get items that can further refine the build that you are going for. Once you get enough of these items on your character, you will be able to gain an additional stat modifier or unlock a new skill. The limiting factor? You can only carry 9 items at a time, forcing you to be more selective about what you are picking up. Also, unlike most games of the genre, the story is actually solid. Nothing to write home about, but it was something that I was looking forward to after I defeated each boss. And speaking of bosses, these things will test all that you have learned in order to defeat them. Okay, I already touched on how great the variety is in the game, but I can't gush enough about how each skull that you find feels like there was some build that could be created with it. Additionally, some of the later items that you find will eventually define your build, which can get really exciting when you find that one item that you had been looking for. The bosses were the highlight of the game since most of the enemies have fairly simple attack patterns, making them a breeze to get through, at least until you reach the late game, where there are several real threats per stage. The whole game had a polished feel, at least in terms of enemy design and the locales that you will see across your journey. Now some of the bad, and there is quite a bit. I mentioned the optimization, and this cannot be overstated. The game will drop in frames any time that you talk to an NPC. I do not know why, but it was consistently doing this. Another big and weird game-breaking bug was that sometimes the game would just freeze and continue opening and closing the menu. It would eventually stop if I locked my phone, but this would be at random and sometimes cause me to lose my run. The game on Android does not have controller support, which is a shame because the touch controls take some getting used to, and this game seems perfect for controllers. I am hoping that these issues get resolved by an update, because I cannot in good faith recommend it while saying that you will have an enjoyable experience as is. Skul the Hero Slayer has the potential to be one of mobile's premier titles, coming off of the success that it had on other platforms. I know that there are some differences between Android and iOS, and maybe you all can attest to if the problems that I highlighted are the same on the iPhone as well. If they are, and you have experienced them, then you know why it hurts me to say that you probably shouldn't get the game, at least not right now. I would probably get it in a couple of months when all of the kinks have been ironed out and the game runs at a consistent frame rate per second. All that to say that you definitely should get the game just when it is fixed. Highly recommend the game itself, as it is something that is well worth the $7.99 cost on both Android and iOS. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.